Howdy folks, welcome back to 59 Mile Arc. Today we are doing leg 14 of our Transcontinental Series in the Carenado B1900D. We got the plane fixed after our disastrous landing at an alternate airport. So what we did is we waited for the sky to clear up, took a quick hop back to our actual airport. As you can see, the weather is much better. It would have been much better to land today, but we did what we could. For those of you who missed the previous leg, we always have real world weather turned on, and it was not landing weather. The only approaches to this airport are GPS, and the first attempt at landing, we had an insane 30 knot or something crosswind. So we tried to land, and my crosswind landing did not go as planned. I got the right wing down into the wind, but I forgot to use opposite rudder, so instead of crabbing and landing, we went to the right and bounced off the runway, and the wind gust blew us up in the air. And the runway itself has a very strange dent in it, which I'll zoom out and try to show you. The second attempt, more clouds came in. We were at minimums and couldn't even see anything. So we went to look for another airport. The closest airport with ILS was over 40 miles away. And even then I didn't have the ILS information, and it wasn't category 2 or 3 anyway. So we picked a closer airport, used a GPS to line up with it, and saw it like 100 feet from the ground, took a nosedive, landed on our side, started on fire, and it was very exciting and very dramatic. But I kept the video. I did not redo the flight. I did not redo the leg. But here we are, all fixed and shiny, cloudy skies, but clear enough that we can fly. We are, if you're not aware, at Greater Cumberland in Cumberland, Maryland. And we're going to fly to Brandywine, which is Westchester, Pennsylvania. So we're going to get over these Appalachian Mountains this time, and hopefully have clear skies at the other location. It's very windy there, though, so I'm not sure how it's going to go. In fact, to take off because of the wind, we're going to use the very short runway. Yes, I know my gyro is not aligned to that as part of the checklist. We'll take care of that. Anyway, we're going to take off on runway 29 because the wind is coming out of 30. And that way we'll have a better chance of taking off. It's the short runway, but this plane can take it. We're STOL anyway. But I wanted to zoom out a minute and see if we can see the dent. Yeah, look at this runway. There's a problem with the terrain. Oh, 29 is dented too. We might have to take this one. What is this one? I don't even know. Zoom out a little bit. 23. We might have to take 23 because 29, if we bypass the dent, is going to be way too short even for this. That's even too short, I think. Anyway, that was part of the problem too when we tried to land, is I saw this dent and it was terrible. Oh my gosh, that's a hoot. I do not have contours turned on. It just did that. I don't know why it's doing that. Contours are not checked. They're not turned on. So, not sure what the problem is there. The rest of the airport is flat, though. But anyway, I think that's pretty amusing. The scenery, though, now that we don't have clouds going down to the ground, is absolutely amazing. Wow. It's too bad we missed this yesterday when we flew into here. But at least we get to see it when we fly out. So let's get started. We'll take off on runway 23 then, and then make adjustments. Oh, is that another airport over there? Or is it just... what's going on with this airport? Check this out, everybody. Look at... there's a grass strip right here. Interesting. I wonder how that radio communication works. You don't run into each other. That's cool. I should have started there had I known that was there. I didn't see that on the map. Interesting. Very beautiful, though. Holy cow. I should remember this airport and do more with this in future videos, because this is something else. Alrighty. The parking lot's kind of screwed up, too. Anyway, we need to get started. We'll taxi out that way, take that runway, I guess. We're going to have a crosswind to take off, so we'll only use one set of flaps. We should only use one set anyway. But anyway, enough of an introduction. I just wanted to talk about what happened on our last leg, for those of you who were confused or forgot, even though it wasn't that long ago. But there you have it. So let's get the checklist out, the handy-dandy checklist, and we're going to check fuel. I'm going to make sure our flight time is increasing because I made the legs longer for this portion because I was sick of doing these like 20-minute legs. So I'm going to increase our fuel a little bit. Last time our low fuel light actually came on, which I thought was interesting. Real world weather, near the middle of the day. Here we go. What is next? We're going to hop inside, hide the yoke, turn on the battery. Overhead lights already set up for the cabin. It looks like this. Everybody's boarding and getting ready to go. But we're going to turn on our tail flood and our recog right now. Everything else is already on the way we want it. We'll hop outside and close up our doors and remove our static elements as well as the cockpit door, like so. Come back up here. Emergency lights can go to normal now. And we will bring down and turn on our IFIS, like so. And then we'll come down here and set the parking brake. And we'll begin to start our engines. First of all, we need our fuel switches, which is this preset. And turn those on. Turn on those. Full, pretty full on the main tank, but auxiliary gets used first. Are we rolling? Hey. Why are we rolling? Parking brake is set, but we're rolling. Did you see that? Weird. Okay. We're rolling again. Stop rolling. Is it that windy? It is really windy. It's like 30. Look at, we're rolling again. Parking brake. Is parking brake backwards? Weird, the parking brake is like backwards right now. Parking brake on. But it's strange. That's never been a concern. Parking brake should be like this. Weird. See, but we're rolling. What is going on? Parking brake off, but it stops us. Whatever. That's never been a bug before. Not sure what's going on right now, but it is. Let's see here. Fuel switches we already did. We have to reset our levers and everything, and now we'll turn on the right engine, which we have done a million times. For the sake of the sim, I'm just going to introduce full fuel as soon as it gets to 15 on the turbine. And hopefully we don't start rolling forward here, because that would be very strange. There we go. Let's have a look. I'll make sure we're not moving, because the parking brake is backwards right now. We're not moving. That's good. We have proper rotation though. And we're staying put. Very strange. Anyway. Alright, we're stabilized at 63. Let's run the right generator, and then we'll start the left engine. Conditioner's already forward because of my yoke, so we'll just hold till 15 and let go. And we're stable at 63, so we'll introduce the left generator. Close the cover, and then what is next? Auto igniters turn off. Avionics turns on. AC bus. Now we'll hit our keyboard command to adjust our gyro or gyros to the compass. There is 6 there. What does it say here? 6. Good, we're all set. Turn off the external power. And rudder boost down here. And are we rolling? No, we're holding still with a backwards parking brake, which has never been a concern before until this very moment. We will get the climate going here. Let's do manual cool. And then we'll increase temp. How about that? Flight plan today. Our flight plan from yesterday is still in there, which is fine, but we're going to get rid of it, of course. Delete. Kilo Charlie Bravo Echo. We are going to take off on runway, I think it was 23, just because of the nuances of the sim. And we are going to fly to Dasty, because we're going to land on runway 27, because the winds are coming out at 280, I believe, at our destination. According to real life MEDAR data, who knows what is in the sim, could change on us. Let's move this down though, and let's put in Dasty. And again, like the other flights, because we have to loop around, if we want to vector ourselves for a closer approach, we will. It's just been interesting how the past 4 or so flights, we've had to go around the airport from our direction, where previously we were flying straight into everything. So it's been kind of a fun change. Alright, so after Dasty, we enter the approach at Gonvi, whatever that means. Remember, in the United States, all of these waypoints mean something to the locals. And there we go. The flight plan is in place. I know it already says direct, but I'm going to hit the direct anyway because I don't trust it. Here we go. Let's not worry about that right now. Set that to CDI. Turn on our auto or our ATC. All right. So see, why is it doing that? See that? There we go. That's better. Let's go out here. Ooh, this is a long one. Doesn't even show up on the GPS. Oh, there it is. Whoa, it's just behind. My clicks are way behind. There's a very long delay. Interesting. Oh well, there we go. Flight plan is in place. Not much to talk about other than we're using the GPS approach for runway 27 at Brandywine. Looks like we get to cross a river again. The last 3 flights, legs, we've crossed rivers. That's awesome. Alright, let's see here. Radio's instruments. Nothing on the radios. It's all GPS. We will get our Avidyne set up just in case weather does pop into play. It'd be nice to see some. But probably not. We haven't had any precipitation to display at all. Just clouds and lots of wind. Alright, hopping over here. A barometer today at this airport is going to be set at 3007. So here we go. Move this up to 3007, just like that. Come back over here, test our overspeed, test our stall, put the yoke back in. Hop up here, I think it's this one, yes, test our warnings and cautions. Everything lights up the way it should. Is this thing still trying to move on us? That is crazy. What is going on? Cabin pressure now. Lead valves come down here. We're going to cruise at 17,000 today. So let's make this 18,000. We'll start with this all the way clockwise, but we'll bring it down as we get up. Alright, so there's that. Come up here, auto feather switch. Where's that? To there. Generator ties are close. Anti-ice, etc. On. Stall warning horn. Pitot heat. Not doing engine anti-ice. That should be everything we need. Prop sync. Put the yoke back in. Oh, you can turn on TCAS right there. Autopilot setup. We're going to do 17,000 today. And there we go. Come out here. We will start with heading bug. We've been doing that lately. We're going to climb at 1,800 feet per minute today. So just double check. Heading. Well, we'll double check that in the runway. Alrighty. Taxi lights can come on now, as can the nav. There we go. Props to taxi. They should change. I love how that sound changes. And I think I said, oh, let's get flaps down 1 notch too right now. I think I said we're going to head out. Oh my gosh, it's running on its own. What? Look at that. Now my parking brake is correct. Weird. I've never had that issue ever in hundreds of flights, where my parking brake was opposite and then it corrected itself. So throttle is all the way back, by the way. This is purely done with props in the correct position. It's like low gear on a car. Easy to roll. Very nice, but the braking is really sudden in this thing. Look at the nice auto gen just off the airport. So water there. Very cool. Alright, we're just going to do a very short taxi. Pretty speedy taxi too, it looks like, given the speed we're going. But our props are doing all that, like I said. I'm not doing that. Whoa, oh, my view is all screwed up. That's not my airplane, that's my view. Every once in a while, my view will do this weird... I don't understand. It'll just do weird stuff. Like that. Do we need to go all the way? Wow, we're gaining a lot of speed. Again, this is no throttle at all. Alright, we're just going to go to the far end of the runway, so I will meet you there. Alright, we're about to pull out on the runway. I just wanted to note the hills in the distance and the beautiful scenery. It just looks so nice. And we are still gaining so much speed just from the props. Oh my gosh, that's pretty crazy. I got to figure out a different way to map brakes. We have a few options. I've been using these because they've been working, but with Airplane 1110 now, they work too well. and it throws you forward. Alright, let's stop right here while we're waiting for other traffic. Will the parking brake work? Oh my gosh, the brakes won't even hold. Parking brake. Is it working? It's working. Is it in the correct position? Yes, it is. Let's hop up here. Turn on the landing lights. Turn off the taxi lights. Anti-collision to flight. Cabin flood goes off. Overhead goes off. It looks like this in the back. Nice and dark and ready to go. What else do we need to do? Flaps, lights, trim for takeoff. We're doing 1,800 feet per minute, so let's go like this time. And, flaps are already down, so let's go out on the runway. And we'll set the heading bug when we're lined up. And we will start our stopwatch at that time as well. Very nice. Very nice. Very smooth. Hopefully this runway works for us. We will have a crosswind upon takeoff, so we'll see how this goes. Alright, set the parking brake. I want to check something on the GPS. What are we doing? We're pretty much going to be making a U-turn to the left. And the reason why I want to keep that in mind is so when I do my heading and engage autopilot right away, I know I got to move my heading bug to the left before we run into those mountains. So let's go. We're going to go like this. Start the stopwatch. The time should turn on. It does. Props all the way forward. I'm going to hold the brake until we spool up because that runway disappears at the end. And we only have one set of flaps. But a lot of torque. Oh my gosh, the wind is already picking us up. Alright, let's see if I can keep this under control. A lot of left rudder. Left rudder is almost all the way in. Let's rotate up. Let the trim do its job. Very smooth. Look at, and there is our runway. Disappears. Here we go. I had to trim a little bit too excited here. Whoa, look at this wind. That's insane. Engage autopilot. And climbing. Let's immediately turn to the left to intercept our GPS. Like so, and then we'll manage engines. Come on, it's really hard to turn this thing with the mouse. We are going to go sharp past our GPS line though, so that we actually intercept the darn thing. There we go. Holy cow. This is a bumpy, turbulent flight. HD Mesh version 4, by the way. Let's get up here and manage our engines, and then we will have some looks outside. Bring the torque back, or the props, or the throttle back. Then the props will cause the torque to go up a little bit. But we are in the green. Everything is green. Autopilot is engaged. We're climbing safely. Let's have a look outside. And look at this crazy turbulent flight. Wow. Appalachian Mountains. How beautiful. Look back at the airport with our disappearing runway. You can see now when we had clouds down to the ground, it was impossible to land. Like I said, no ILS options, and you were near here. There we go. We're not on fire, are we? No, we're just in the clouds and shaking and baking. And my wife would be throwing up all over the place right now. Man, oh man. Alright, anyway. Can't see the flaps. Flaps are up. Gear is up. Autopilot is engaged. We are about to cross our GPS line. Engines are all in the green. I'm actually going to bring our throttles up more here. Just get as much as we can out of this thing. We're all set, so it's just a matter of intercepting our GPS, which we're going to in a moment. I see the line moving, sort of. Now, my understanding, if it really were this turbulent in real life, you would not use autopilot in this aircraft. I believe in this aircraft. Well, let's do nav. There we go. Now on GPS. I believe in this aircraft, you are not supposed to use autopilot in turbulent weather. I believe that's what the POH said. But we're going to anyway, because we can. Oh, here we go, entering the clouds already. Very nice. Ooh, there's a lake out there. And in the clouds we go. Very nice. Alrighty, let's get our VNav set up, because we need to get that ready to go. So vertical navigation. We want to be 2,900 feet. Mean sea level at, what? Ganvi. Which is right there. And we want to descend 1,000 feet. Let's do 800 feet per minute today. Let's just do that. So 2,900 feet at Gonvi, 800 feet per minute. That half an hour will come down very sharply once we level off. Oops, what am I doing? So there we go. Everything is set. Not much going on except just enjoy the flight. So I'm going to turn my landing lights off at 10,000 feet. We're only at 7,000 now. But I'm not going to make you listen to me ramble for 3,000 feet. Just trust me, I'll turn them off at 10 grand. That being said, not much different. Just going to fly these unfriendly skies. Hopefully we have a safe landing this time. It's going to be windy. It's going to be windier than this one. So we'll see how this goes. I might get to practice crosswind landing. Yikes. Alrighty, there we go. I will catch you then after some sightseeing at top of descent. Alright, it's about time to descend to target pretty soon. Just a few things to discuss. If we look at our fuel, we have plenty in the auxiliary tank yet before we switch our view to the full tank, but that's okay. I came down here and adjusted our climb knob all the way counterclockwise, and that leaves our arrows in the green. And otherwise, not much going on. Pretty uneventful flight, which is what you want, really. You want an uneventful flight. I can't tell if we're going to run out of clouds or if that's just the draw distance. Not sure. We'll find out there. But let's get our autopilot set up. Bring the autopilot down to minimum, even though we're going to take over by hand before then. But we'll bring it down to 1,100 feet, which is about right. Not that. Right there. So autopilot descent is ready. In a moment we will Simply set up autopilot to descend. So there we go, descend to target. We are going to simply hit descend, 800 is already selected, vertical speed, alt select is already selected. All I had to do is hit the descend button. That's it. One touch operation. So we'll keep track of our VSR. If that goes too much one way or the other, we'll adjust our descent rate. So let's get out of this here and let's have a look at what this might look like, unless it's too far yet to make sense of it, and it is. So let's just bring it in like this. So we still have 16 minutes before we make a turn that will then make another turn to enter our approach. But what I need to do now is just keep an eye on our descent rate and our VNAV, make adjustments as needed, and as simple as that. So when we get back down to 10,000 feet, I'll turn the landing lights back on. But oh, we did run out of clouds. That wasn't a draw distance thing. We actually surpassed the line of clouds. So clear skies. It's still very windy if you notice the outside sight scene. We have quite a crosswind coming from the left. So that means we'll have a crosswind coming from the right when we land. We're just going to fly along and enjoy the sights, and I'll catch you in a little bit. Alright, so we're coming down, and all of a sudden we started getting some turbulence as we get lower and lower here. But some really pretty views, though. Really, really nice views. We're out of the mountains, obviously, but it's still very interesting. Much more interesting than our earlier legs in the Midwest. Well, that was interesting for its own way, but this is really, really pretty. I had to reset my gyro during flight, and I had to adjust my cabin alt climb rate during flight. Looks like we're going to hit some more clouds here. This is so neat. I just love the real world weather. It is so cool. And now that I got my settings optimized, it doesn't kill my frame rates to the point where it makes it unbearable. We're still in the high 20s to mid to high 30s, depending where we are. Well, that cloud has disappeared right on us. I think I should make my cloud shadows a little darker on the ground, though. They're a little light yet. Man, we are really running into some turbulent air. Let's slow down a little bit. I don't think we need to vector ourselves on this flight either. I think we'll let GPS take us all the way to minimum. And then I'll take over and try to do a crosswind landing. At this point, I don't care if it works out or not as long as we land. Can't get much worse than that last landing. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm just going to get our barometer for landing, 3005. So let's change that now. Landing lights are already turned on. Our U-turn is making it into the GPS range. There it is. Nice, long, straight-in approach, although with this wind, it's not going to be easy. The difference this time from the last leg is I'll be able to see at least. Last time it was like this and I couldn't see. This time I can at least see what I'm doing, so hopefully we will have some type of success. I have never practiced crosswind landings, so I'm going to do it with you for the second time with you, and hopefully don't start on fire. Now we're deep into the soup. I just wanted to show everybody. I'm hoping it clears out by the time we get to the ground. We've had so many landings where the clouds are on the ground, but I think it'll be okay. I'm hoping it'll be okay. Oh, I just realized we can probably switch over to view our full tank, our main tanks now. Remember, that's not a switch to select tanks, that's just what you're viewing. Oh boy, I hope this works out. We're at 4,600, we need to be down at 2,900 in 2 minutes. And then we step down to 2,100. And then we have to take over manually and use the PAPI from there. But, isn't that amazing? So wonderful. Again, version 4 mesh, HD version 4 mesh. Alright, we should be lined up at the runway. We gotta get down. We're right on the money, too, for our descent. So we gotta get down 800 feet in over a minute. So that's about 800 feet per minute. Let's increase this because we are going to also bring back throttles and start slowing down. We should see a runway out there. There it is. Exactly as it should be. So let's get gear down. Let's keep our speed up, though. We don't need flaps yet. Too early for flaps. Landing lights are on. Barometer is set. Gear is down. Flaps will be down soon. Let's enjoy a moment of scenery. Looks like we got rural area there. Urban there. That is just the right amount of objects to draw to. Look at that. Somewhat decent visibility. Alright, let's see where we at. 8 seconds. Next waypoint, we want to be down. Well, no, we're going to take over pretty soon. Yeah, we want to be at 1,100 in 1 minute. That's 500 feet. So let's actually, well, let's keep it 600. Alright, let's increase our speed a little bit. I don't want to do flaps with autopilot because it causes it to float too much. Let's just have a few quick looks around, and then we will take over manually. There's a runway right there in front of us. There'll be some crosswind. Alright, so crosswind from the left a little bit because the nose is pointing to the left. So we're going to use a little bit of left wing, land on the left main. Let's just pretend the whole conversation didn't happen. Let's kill autopilot. Props forwards. First set of flaps down. And we are really fighting the float. Bring throttles back. Now remember, when you land this, you do not want to land at idle. You want to come in slow enough that you can give it some juice. Alright, second set of flaps, we're going to float again like crazy. Now I got to compensate because I wasn't looking, I was turning off. Cautions and warnings and things. It says we're too low, so we'll just keep it at this. Nope, now we're 2 and 2. Trim down a little bit. We're too slow because I'm not looking. Let's increase our speed. That's our landing speed. That's too slow for approach. There we go. Using our pitch to control speed. Using our throttle to control descent rate. So I'm bringing throttles back. Actually, there's not much crosswind at all. Barely any. I don't even need to compensate very much. Again, using pitch to control speed to speed us up a little bit. Throttles to increase our rate of descent a little bit. Yeah, there's not going to tell there's crosswind, so we're going to try this. Alright, bring the throttles down a little bit more, but not all the way. There we go. Hope nobody's standing on their roof. Keeping the throttles the way they are. We will start our flare. There we go. And too much of a flare. That was terrible. What happened? There we go. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. Oh, that's horrible, 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 horrible. What happened? I'm going to have to evaluate that one all on my own. That was disgusting. Oh, man, I'm never going to get this right. I had this just perfect in X-Plane 10 every flight. And now X-Plane 11, I just have yet to do a good landing. Oh, I'm so disappointed. But we're not going to dwell on it. No one got hurt this time. And we're going to stop here at our stop line and set the parking brake and hope we don't roll. We're not rolling, which is good. We're going to stop our clock, 40-minute flight time, and turn off our landing lights, turn on our taxi lights. Those can go to ground. Cabin and overhead flood can turn on. We'll bring props back to taxi, but not feather. There we go. And we're just going to taxi this way. So I'm not sure what happened. I felt myself getting sucked into the ground. Maybe my flare was too late. But I had the throttles up a ways, so I wasn't the issue when my throttles were back. I had the throttles forward quite a bit, actually. So maybe my flare was just too late. But then I bounced and took off again, because I was going fast with the throttles. So then my second touchdown was fine, but you're not supposed to touchdown twice. You're supposed to touchdown just once. And my camera's going to whack again here. Oh well, we'll just we will just go here to the main area. Flaps are already in, lights are already set, stopwatch to stop. Lights are on the way they're supposed to be. We'll just come up here. See, I use the brakes and it changes my camera. I've never understood why it does that. We're actually going to cross the runway up here. And taxi to the other side. See? My brakes change my camera. I don't get it. So my very first landing in X-Plane 11.10, I greased it. I have video evidence of it. You all saw it. And I haven't been able to do it since. So it's obviously my problem. I'm getting kind of frustrated if you can't tell. But that's okay. That's for me to deal with, not you guys and gals and folks. Let's stop right here like so. Come in here and set the parking brake. Is it going to stay now or am I going to roll? We are staying. Bring the props back to feather, my favorite sound. There we go. Kill the conditioner so everything turns off. Hook up external power so we can turn off all this stuff, but our lights will stay on. Everything else will turn off though. Open this, open that, open our door somewhere. And somewhere I have a preset for the side door. There it is. Alright everybody, you can all come out now. Gather your things. Sorry about the double landing, but hey, you got 2 for 1 today with your money. Let's hop outside and wrap this thing up. Actually, let's not. Let's turn off some more lights. Turn off that one and that one. Turn off that one. That can stay. We'll keep that one on. Now let's head outside. Alrighty folks, hope you enjoyed it. That was leg 14 of our Transcontinental Series. Only 3 legs left. 3 legs left of the series. Hopefully I can land this thing before we're done with the series. I'm just appalled. I don't understand what my problem is. I know I can do it because I caught it on video. But anyway, we're not going to keep dwelling on landings. However, to me, that's kind of like the epitome of Flight Simulator. Programming the GPS is easy. Starting the aircraft is easy. If your trim is set right, taking off is easy. Landing is where it's at. So we'll be flying over New York City soon. We'll be flying over Boston soon. And then we'll be ending up in Maine. So look forward to those videos. Enjoy the videos in between that are not part of the series. And I'll catch you on the next one.